Oh, my filly, man. There's a yaw and yaw, yea. Aha. I don't know if you mean.
I can't near Bessin Temp. Sibia, and I'm a Bessiso.
Aha. Jabusan of Pens will be watching. Aha. Anna, me, I mean, you could job watching Ajimine. One also, MPP, and we could, ya couldn't power or ya charminder. Or no so. One frame me menu ano ntiere sameka menu akwaba
now yesi afefufuru mu enne eni de kan ya ye be share na ye be free dwuma edi ase for 2024 upon your own introduction e be bia de kwa free bay
say me mama say
me so me no so na ye the last show e wo fie ha
and
I go for band be see fie ha no we na akobo okoye live band so one frame and then because Machiavellian tactics intino we ohun say onye politician so agro no ti ase chin obia intino de kofa ba bia be kan wasem ansa wanya mansan sympathy
dey me order that obia no say one frame enti ahwefo one frame
enti ye ma ahwefo nyina official pa mini aka brown no manson baby ofri
say me nua
oh no free
so they can
so baby ofri me baby ofri manson no
me anso no nti me no mienu nyina edam ana no pay ma me force an kwen na me ka sembi am say jumade na hyase ne manka me bo police for abaso papa me bo IGP abaso me bo odi ni team nyina abaso sense Christmas we I can say 31st and say your point you know Michi kakra, me femua, yes, bia, me tu kanante. Everywhere, police visibility. Baby, dia me hu ya na meka. Me minim dia hu ye de. Nti betumi aka say, baby abako 2-3 moto jinejina ho. 2-3 moto, 2-3 moto. Ebi no moka jina ho. Baby almost everywhere. E won kra ha baby am fire 31st aye first and ahomache no. Enti, ma me first ho kwan na Inspector General of Police Dr. Ekufu Dampare wone wapanfo yewura tete yo hunu ene bomo eka ho nyire ka se bebobodin a etumi mo omo eka ho nyina ye mamu nyina mo ni adwuma se motumi boa e mabambo di mo se de se etumi di mo ana fe junior officers na mo so a mo so to mo piti ba bia nso mo so e mamu mo ni adwuma pa sanse mo ye ma ne ye fedodo. That tells me say Ghana Police is the best we are singing I will yen sha se ne hwe yen fa the opponent sha se yen fa some see ye latest one ye see ye abrantie okay abrantie ye freno nana kwame bedi akon na wonam nkran ho se billboard bi ni nanam ho ayabo se obi hye kaka motobi na ohun se musori ya se na hwanie enti akire ni ababe hu se eye nana kwame bedi akon wono na mfoni ni ye ne dia nana dwumade bi bekoso ewo Independence Square moto nsa frem panyimfo ahodo bi se sam panyimfo ahodo no infomani onyam emreta akire empanyifo no na womufuni ewo ho no yewura PLO Lumumba oyobi a wa bin papa awa bibire mu nsem ana fe Jiros Malema ono do South Africa memu a wono wakwakwaye sese South Africa mo Mandela no wakasa papa ana Peter Obi nso na Nigeria na san ba ya tu ye opani wudi mu akotene pa wani nkunim na mabunu no tanache so ko wiase no odi nkugu na Dr. Arikana wono so Zimbabwe no fro no so oba a wo nyina pan Africanism a wo nyina na mo abi mu papa January 7th na cha dwumadi ebekoso danso ebra manfo share so mobile Independence Square no a na bambo fo soja for the police for kwese nya de obepini omama adwumadi ni bi na sa eno achi no nana kwame bedi akon ekasai na momi yentie ne samo kan wie so a na obaba kwa yi sini omaga na mu ache yie papa wono so ekasai efa de si ye no eho enti momi yentie nana kwa bedi akode no yefiri wa na itie nua ba sinitwa no nso de na fe ya hye ko hwehwe na se.
In 21 years of my life, I have been serving a nation, working so hard just to become an example of what wealth looks like. And building wealth comes from knowledge, comes from wisdom, comes from understanding. You need to get this value from your own surroundings. I grew up partly in Ghana, partly in England, and I came back to Africa. 2001. Unlike Martin Luther, I did not have a dream. I had a vision. I started watching the youth and the streets and the roads, the rules and the regulations, the conditions and the constitutions that is stipulated and embedded on us as Africans. I had to walk on a different path, and I was alone. My investment on the roads became a landmark. And whatever I invested on this landmark is a footprint. I am here for a legacy. I am part of your historians. That I know many people want to see the true side of me. I know you know Nana Kwame Bediako, but I know you're still looking for freedom, Jacob Caesar. Yes, I am Red Christian, and I'm here. I'm not here to take your value. I'm here to add value to you. I discovered that the land that we belong to had so much wealth that until we turn it into our own, our economy will never be sustainable. And we cannot forever live in our countries with a box economy. I needed to create a middle income economy without being a part of the government. Why so? Because I believe it's part of my responsibility. I took a different path. My movements, my foundations, my groups, and all of this have acquired some wealth. But the wealth that I reimbursed back into society, it has become a part of my mission to make this change. I believe that I belong to Africa. I am a son of this soil, and I can add value to humanity. And I came here to do that. I came here to add value to this world and to nature. I am not going to live here without God even being proud of me. And when I'm not here also, I want you to remember that I came. And I want my absence to be felt. And for that reason, I know you're looking for the man. But the man in the mask is sitting in front of you.
Wanted, you've spent a lot of money.
So the organizers, I'll say, yeah, this will hurt. I mean, it's a lot of money organizing a thing like this, but they should take hands. They should take hands. I mean, it's happened.
It's pressure from US.
It's happened, but they should keep cool and make sure that this happens again. They should have proper dialogue with whoever shut this down, why it didn't happen, so that it can come on again. Because these are great speakers that we all need to listen to for the good of Ghana and for the good of Africa.
In 21 years of my life, I have been serving a nation, working so hard just to become an example of what wealth looks like. And building wealth comes from knowledge, comes from wisdom, comes from understanding. You need to get this value from your own surroundings. I grew up partly in Ghana, partly in England, and I came back to Africa. 2001. Unlike Martin Luther, I did not have a dream. I had a vision. I started watching the youth and the streets and the roads, the rules and the regulations, the conditions and the constitutions that is stipulated and embedded on us as Africans. I had to walk on a different path, and I was alone. My investment on the roads became a landmark. And whatever I invested on this landmark is a footprint. I am here for a legacy. I am part of your historians. That I know many people want to see the true side of me. I know you know Nana Kwame Bediako, but I know you're still looking for freedom, Jacob Caesar. Yes, I am Red Christian, and I'm here. I'm not here to take your value. I'm here to add value to you. I discovered that the land that we belong to had so much wealth.
These speeches from my three most favorite Pan-Africanists living now. You know, from me, I'm a Pan-Africanist and a culture activist. And somebody like Pierre Lumumba, I've been wanting to interview him. Dr. Rikana, she's oh my goodness. These three people, I love them to bits because I'm a Kenyan system. And as a Pan-Africanist, I identify with them and what the work that we're doing. It matters on my baby chrome now. I don't have to take a plane to go and listen to them. No. So I came to listen to them. Unfortunately, if I say cancelled, there was a military invasion here. They sacked all the policemen and everything. And so I think it's a sad day for Ghana. Honestly, I'm so sad. I'm so disappointed. And I hope, say, Dr. Rekan and Nipia or Mobekasa or social media, I'm for the whole world because I think it's a disgrace to Ghana. It's a disgrace, honestly. Because for more advertising, they win. So whoever stopped it, almost all person stop one. If you wanted to call the organizers and say this will not be allowed, you should have done that and not the night of.
Where one more a kohoni be the see and medical boss actually. And Uncle Tefi Mampenia Sue, Office of the President, the Anisasha here, HM Wood or the Chief Director for Chief of Staff. Na Ocean Swa, dear Wamaka or say. Office of the President, that is 7th January 2024. Also revocation of permit. As a request to use Black Star Square for the Black Star Line Festival. We write to revoke immediately the permission granted per our letter number OP/PH/02 dated 11th November 2023, which approved your request to use the Black Star Square for the above event. This decision has been necessitated by an unforeseen state event scheduled to take place at the venue. Under the circumstances, the amount of 10,000 Ghana cedis paid by your office for the use of the venue will be refunded. We regret any inconvenience this may cause. Signed, HM Wood. Na say Deputy Director, Diaspora Affairs, Office of the President, Dr. Nadia Adongo Finn, one also can will be na one more a copy the Kokoma and Pennyfold will be a Chief of Staff, Nafi National Security Coordinator, Director, Diaspora Affairs, Nafi Presidential Security Coordinator, Head Account Castor Nafi Officer in charge of President Household. The Nsroma address at the Kokoma. Now, ma share ya ma me just in for so say omo je permit no somewhere November 11th say omo be ye sa dwumadi no mo to nsa de frɛ nipa ma abdi kan abobo mu din wo da omo ya de no sa da no anwumre a manfo begu awie no na ye kan say ye mo nye na utie eyo say decision ti a omo yes and say the decision has been necessitated by an unforeseen state event scheduled to take place at the venue. Me tie wa dwenkyere wo sa asemi ya
Adekye Abraham da ase mama fa konya so na menchia won kase nsama official pa
me da ase
mechia honorable Okoletete Labi, my long time friend. Na menchia my new friend Chairman Kojo Boateng na ya chia dwuma ko far by any mu team no nyina cameraman control room obia ya chia mo chia Ghana fo nyina staff fo nyina me chia mo ene ye eda ye share see what UT we have in terms of the political discourse there at the Nsroma. Na I am honored say at least you the first person people are be ano na aja afia ya hye mu no election year na assembly e ba beto ho no yimu bi no nokora wo mu no anase se obi be ka se enya nokora de ye hu se ye nokora wo mu no ye be ka no se de ete pe because as at 27th of December na obi mo the report abreme eku amedom concerned citizens of Ghana if GRA no me koso ho nti eno omo won sempa nti government institutions no omo hwe mo yi some of us are coming at them for normal ekoso agbasi medanase na enam no so ne de wo ye ni nyina ebae ya mensha no Mr. Mrs. Amanziba mechiamo afia yesimu nti wadawo mama menchia sankrofoi na Dr. Cancellation or vetting bibia aye pepepe obaba akonde kan ho mo contest and I'm very sure said Dr. Cancellation will win the Abuakwa South constituency seat no for on the party NPP na aja
yeah.
This particular event the convention as I see Abededi say it was organized under the auspices of stand to be corrected Nana Kwame Bediako Cheddar as we have gotten to know him, but I'm also very proud that the face behind the mask has been unveiled, and it has been no other person than a youth of this land in the person of Nana Kwame Bediako. Sebe we share across the 40s no we distinguishing on pa unless the onim no he has distinguished himself in a manner and can me feel say Ghana ese so no ye pa. China has taken a decision to make millionaires and billionaires, and they have targets periods. Our movie say within 5 years and 20 years now, we should be able to have so and so many billionaires in our system. Until they are empowering their people to create wealth, and through that, no, we share a youth no in particular, and more use to create this world. Now, this particular convention are a Pan-Africanist discourse and because what Ghana should have been the beneficiary, and indeed it would have been an honor for Ghana to have hosted such an event with no mean people like P.L. Olumumba, Dr. Arikana, Peter Obi, etc., being the people who are coming on the soil of Ghana, where the birth of Africa started, to re-engineer Nsroma Atochima the course of Africa. Because don't forget, the overthrow of Dr. Kwame Nkrumah was the downfall of the entire continent of Africa, right? And His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, whom it is alleged was a CPP person, and at the same time he himself has propounded that he is a Pan-Africanist. He should have been the last person in power to have stopped this particular event at Ekoso.
Okay, say or no as my penny and I can say one more and yaya nasa day. Say your no cancel munya no cancel munya.
Aja okay can let her know. Almost say the cancellation of the event had to be stopped because what? It has been necessitated by an unforeseen
state event scheduled to take place.
Who is in charge of the state? Who is in charge of the state? If a state event is to happen at that venue, and don't forget that venue is not a private venue. So anything that happens there, you cannot tell me that the president is not aware that something is happening at the Independence Square. What is the name? Independent Square. So nothing can go on there without the state sanctioning it. That is why they wrote to the state. They did not write to me. They did not write to UTV. And the state, through their or more processes, approved and collected a fee for that particular event. At the last hour, don't forget, this same Cheddar, and my own say this same Cheddar, before now your name say or no share the mask and we saw a lady or say or a spokesperson for
the new force.
The new force. And we all have witnessed what happened. You deported on a few men. And then the rumor started happening, say, and are coming around, say, Nana Kwame Bediakona or Shesa Adenechi. Into that event, if you link it to this particular stoppage of the event, you must know that the state completely orchestrated everything to quash the event coming on. You see, there's this video going viral on TikTok, etc. Almost say, now, what did you go there to do? The government, what did you go there to do?
That's what church unforeseen.
It is unfounded. Events. It is unfounded. That particular letter is bogus. It is bogus. Which state event took place? Then they should come and explain to us. That supersede what was supposed to have happened that day. They were going to speak on the African continent and for the African continent, the way forward, what they feel we should do. And don't forget again, there were election year. Until the state should be careful with issues that they meddle with. Otherwise, you are creating unnecessary enemies for yourselves. I am saying that clearly. Sure, we are then. It is either MPP staying in power or NDC coming to power, right? It is a state, you know, I would tell a transfer state, a person with power be no. Now, no more build the hook for the uncrophobic crop. No more pepama ono. Ombeka say, one na we massa ntawanta way aba. They will hate you for doing these things. Now, say omoko hono military cum police no kropo. There were issues. Because under these issues, police service and in charge of such situations. And indeed, whatever would have happened as they want to claim, and if you had any intel, that will even give you the confidence to boost security. Because don't forget it, in African stalwarts who landed on the soil of Ghana. And yes, said they called them, say, you are canceling Temo, or more for play at the Ghana assassin. That particular day, no, the event was supposed to have. You see, my trouble. You have heard. We need a public apology from you rather than telling us that there were things that were, underground, something that could, avert the situation, to bring problems to the situation. We don't believe you. To be very honest with you, we are telling you the truth. We don't believe you. You shouldn't have even intervened regards this particular topic or the conventions or more discourse of Ghana. It means you don't believe in democracy. You don't believe in Pan-Africanism. His Excellency Nana Adekye Akufo-Addo, you are leaving office. Whatever it is, I am tempted to believe, say, today. If you ask Nana Akufo-Addo, how many days are there in a month? He will not be able to say it. Left to him alone, probably there could be 1,000 days in a month. Right? But we have the right? Your party and the leader of your party, the flag bearer, is the one in charge now. Allow them to do their work.
Now, what can I say? You are still insisting. I said, "I can't know." Now, question man penina a man instruction say, "Munko yeah." But utia, even though ABA statement in the free man penina share, it doesn't necessarily mean say you're not sanctioning so many BBATs.
What happened couldn't have happened without the sanction of His Excellency Nana Adekye Akufo-Addo. Even if he was in Seychelles, if he were to be in Alaska, he would have been informed that these are the intels we have picked on the event that is to happen. And he will give the final instruction, cancel it. But His Excellency, I'm telling you the truth as a son or whoever, that you have heard, or your government has heard. You have disgraced this country regards this particular event that you have cancelled. Don't forget that the advertisement across the globe. And do you know the number of people who are going to watch this event on live TV and social media? Pan-Africanists across the globe. We're going to watch this thing and probably help through Ghana to ensure say Africa betumi afa into mapa Africa.
To adwene mu there you are disappointed and
highly disappointed.
Okay.
Government oko yeah.
Okay. Chairman, wotie ya wonsam o Kenya. Obabi say not truly there was a state event be because so unforeseen state event scheduled to take place at the venue. I didn't so more permit on the 11th of November. Aban so nhihye mu no. Saba baby bia wo next I did be cry ben December kra na e bia ya twekra that all the dane. Nti aban enim say we na meye. Enti statement from the by the unforeseen state event you know. After nkrofo no free won so no. Menu say event bi koso a. Me sure say event bi anso koso. Enti we any say ya ka say egu enimu ase sanse ni pe be nipa bi a omo record you remember Lumumba obi okasa Malema okasa safu enyiri nim se do mu siti efa nti e ba ne sa e de nim guase aka ye enso obi so baka say e bia ye nya intel bi sa intel ya hwe ntu na mo se sie ya e ba ma o na abo egu ana se e bebo oman no ba mi ti wo so adwen tebe siman so
okay amira manitia wa hwefo nyina bi na mitia omampani ene na pamfo security mpanifo ene mi amira raba mia the flag bearer the bi omo one opa bia no ye ma omo official pa na edwumaden a omo aye amagana so de odi kan ye mo police for abaso Christmas ebia wo de enye 31st nko na wo fe
Christmas ni nyina no kre
edwuma no edi because mira so fa the foreigners a bar krom ha et say sa emra 2019 yeah sa homecoming
yeah
na o hwe say the security bambo any say the net tie ahoho a aba ka abri nyina no niema bibire betimi asi but the Department of Police said you did can rather than na pam for any Ghana
bambo for
yeah omo ya de ye me gidi say Christmas I was say ye bisa GR say revenue na call say if you say who be here you see the reason is that eniema bebre cause so ya tutumu a some one odwene ho a onti ase na bisa ho say ya hoho na ba ye ntina Ghana
nyema bo cause so yeah
some restaurant kwabra bi a ukwa akaye 120 and now be na 420 400 she say the increase is more than 300%. Na ni nyina achi no so the foreigners no calculate me sika no mu bo am so we $60 into no afanisa but indeed the nation must benefit from whatever they also dump in the state into no eno ade a ehun be hia pa say e be bisa GR say o mani di akire yi a na eno so beboa ama yenso yehu so sabri nyina no festivity no say yetimi di niema shema tourism a yedi hu nkomo yi me mabusu afọ bai ebi ko Cape Coast say o mo kwa hwe Cape Coast Castle ni niema ofa ka be rent o be ko ho o du ho asika o betia. These are all these things that we need to know. Tidachi bia no say we say do plan bibia yes ma me bi kra by obonyum be 1 week o fa hobi
me to be amfa na djuma wo so anti
abrantie no so enti ni nyina ya de a we say na yeah say jama just about 3-4 days ago we are vetting so
okay
bebre akoyi a just say when you want ka bia ma obia so qualify o ma qualify na also otumigina na minchia me aminua ketwa Eastern Regional Minister Raset Kwame Champon.
Hey, odi the birthday why invite him.
On our money din.
Bi boni din pa.
Sir.
Bi boni din pa.
And I withdraw that statement. Raset Kwame Champon I na all but new job in assassin so.
Okay.
Your bomb pie money say jobbing for nyina bi hu ni de pa ene ne ye pa ewo numu. Ene anamo awotu. Na obesumu na obeso no anira honorable Hackman Wiswajima currently oyeyen chairman of Council of Elders na kunya obefa. So kunya ni nya kunya ketwa nti no yegidi se delegates nso be send nyam no na mira de na ni shira ta wa ba ye nya complain bi asen shira no we shira no no na delegating so assume sa nti your bon man with the rich experience when you parliament no there be a make can say and no hwe penifo a retire ono so oya branch ya o say afre na we jama 52 is 53 and wakonya kakra and wakwaba and ne ye distinct region abese nsa nti coming back to parliament no utimi hu say ehun be hia say ye nyina ye di ye ni behwe owura mbotwo no mu nkobi owi na che say ye nya omu so a omumu odin e wo ho no Mira, topic now the two hono. Me said then the story in the chip papa, but me who say there minia yao Iron who so no Pan Africanist, CPP ni intini. It doesn't go beyond the okay kind na and I say opobia or take those civil actions not answer. Obi no China nado. Anameboa. It is I was say ye domu sukoni ebisa say what actually happened. The other intel ye nyina ye nim say metiwo one of your sister station, I think multimedia Joy or something like that, when they were analyze the whole situation. That was yesterday. And your presenter was saying there was another letter that they sent it to them somewhere in November. And they were saying it was wrong address.
Okay.
It was wrong address. So let's follow that particular communication because I bebwa. But we say your other sister station pull it up, and then they say they send a communique to them say they can't use the venue. That was the same November. But those organizers were saying it was wrong address.
One more Adekye no suji to say wrong address.
No, I assume it's a second letter, but a wrong address.
Okay.
First of all, what was the content?
But the address is very
No, wait. First of all, Kwabra, so for say my address will be to Kwabra. If you are official address, La Paz, my call address it to Peace FM. Technically, the letter has been delivered to you. Okay? Assume it, quote unquote. Yes, we can still challenge the authenticity of the letter and also say, okay, in legal terms, you addressed the thing wrongly to me. What was the content? That is my question. Was the content addressed to who requester or the koyana? Assuming say, the requester because I want to use this venue. May I address Makobo wrong address, but it addressed to your issue by saying you cannot use the venue at so and so time in the same November. Challengingly, who said the Africans say maybe I want your lawyer be my advice. So since it's a wrong address, let's don't worry about it. Throw it to somewhere. But what you have to know is that the venue is mined by somebody. It's a state place.
I know the pana me your identity no. Wo hai wo ye me ni chairman. Ya unie honorable Oklete Telabini. Enti say ye twere bibi de akomo bi a. E bia na ma request, e bia wa request, e bia request. E bia ya ma approval. Enti letter na ba baby eba me a eba me nche na ma me nche direct na mo no e could be different address. O say me de bro now so enye wo address na wo so. Enye me dia say sa na be kan. Of course. But content no e content e fa asem bi a me no we discuss ho. So long as address in your media there, it's not mine. But the same organizers, I can argue on this point by saying, okay, organizers in Kajun say Yensan can't let it know. If it's a wrong address, it has delivered to the wrong place. But if the same organizers and those are managing the place said we wrote to you, okay, and then you say yes, I got the letter, but it was addressed wrongly to me. Yes, I got it, but the address wasn't properly to where it has been designated. What the mechanism? Me, my point is that so long as say that first communique no, enya question, and so we say there's something is going on, you are going to face some challenges. But if you also decide to say, okay, a wrong address, so I'll still. Or now say well the baby almost said that I will still go ahead and organize my activities in the master. You don't mind the country. It's show visa. na so ma de krata ko mo bi na say a wrong address say okay or the quite wrong address or much of imagination and then on man make the needed correction and for address for
they got very good. I was waiting for you to follow up because now I didn't want to say they are saying on the second leg is that the correct one by very late at the time I know my own preparation of my organization every. And I think they said that came in a day before the 7th now or mobile
on the 6th.
On the 6th. So you know that. Well, you decided not to go with the matter.
Only helping.
I agree. Helping me.
With the date. I don't know about the letter, supposed letter.
Okay.
I don't know about
it. All this information were through his sister station that
I haven't heard of it.
I can mention, I mean, Joe is not a small station that Omoyadi. Oti the mechanism. When the second letter, at the time both of them were in the banter to agree say I'll catch her and say okay you got the wrong address maybe now they decided to correct the address and I was on the 6th.
Letter the 6th and see the December 7th for the making kind of 7th.
Oh, the 7th. So that particular one is coming from the office of the chief of staff.
The president.
Yes.
President.
Yeah. But initial communication, I don't know who minds the Black Star Square, wherever the organization, that is the security where under them.
So the office of the president.
Okay. So this is where the communication is going on. But you see, Makabra, let's respect the rules and regulations. Me, I have say. The fact of the matter is that so why you say obey your program from November? You have all these preparations. First of all, say ubi best rachirewa ubehu obe finish rachirewa kwabra ubehu. We enyem no to asembia. What did they make no? So you could have organized it in the different venue.
How?
Because first of all, on the same November when you put the request, they rejected it. And now you are claiming, say, because of wrong address, until you still go on.
November no rejecting the
Oh, I think if you check the letter for the first week of November, the second week between 13th and all, that is where the first letter now make a choice. Almost call ya to be use venue no. Almost say it was addressed wrongly to them no.
May verify me information about that into
go ahead. So these are some of the communication. So my point is that from the beginning, enye etitrasem, enye way. Clearly, Kwabrenya catcher me say whether it was wrong address or not, the venue cannot be. You cannot access the venue. You can find another venue. Why? Is it the only place that you can address whatever you want to address?
Preparation has been made.
Oh, they change. Say we are all arguing on the point. We'll be pressing now. We'll start here. And when you request for the place, it has not been granted to you. One more can share and say, so we believe you, Embra, the rules and the regulations are. What the request in the court? Who granted to? Who give you the permit? Let us show us the permit.
Permit no the man no. Mame ya twa adwene se bibi so kakra wa ha. Letter na if you presidency call you no.
Which one are you talking about?
On the 7th day no.
Let me do my argument.
Assembly wa ha na ka be de shemu ama na no kwatumi abo wa argument ni.
Okay, very well.
Oshia it was properly addressed. Oshia address na PO Jubilee House, PO Box, blah 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 blah, and telephone numbers and a reference number OP/PH.
That's address to Chad and any team. That's what I want to know.
Now me can be about letter and city and a 7th January 2024 a typed and a revocation of permit. Now can also be right to revoke immediately the permission granted per our letter number OPO blah 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 stroke 2 dated 11th November. Meaning said they granted permission
to them
on the 11th. So between you so grounds war at them so omudi bia. Or see this decision has been necessitated by unforeseen state. Number person can't be say omo permit no on the 11th of November.
Okay. So moving forward with that. So let's bring all of them together. This is a state.
Okay.
Okay, and whatever the state can decide, it can be only 2 hours that they can cancel.
Okay.
Whatever the decision they think, say it is not, maybe it can cause in terms of security purposes. So what you say? Whatever I can say is they could have reorganized it somewhere. Whether it's an hour, say no, you cross still in a press conference, and I'm and you be an hour tape you. So whatever he wants to speak to the masses through other medium, he has been able to communicate.
Your invited guests, by there were musicians who are supposed to be to perform on the program. Also by other activities.
I'm not challenging that.
Until we're press conference, you see and yes,
I'm not challenging that, but I'm also putting it on the record that this is a state, and at any point in time, even an hour to your program, state can cancel the program. But what is important? What is important for us to recognize? We are all one people. May I agree to that effect? Yes, we are organizing, but first of all, the movement and whatever you want to put in place, and now try to bring it on board. So, where is his citizenship of Ade in the state? At the end, you started in the wrong foot. Somebody who has to speak for you is an illegal person that you have employed. And yatina honomo as a minor and random into obia soria obetimi ayedio pana. Those speakers now, mono, what are they speaking for? Are they speaking for justice, rules and laws and regulations in the country? And answer almost decide to say, yeah, activist.
So say Pan-Africanism.
Oh, now that Pan-Africanism, Pan-Africanism,
those
that they started.
Okay, me that's it.
The point that I'm trying to say is that for them, the fact that you are activist, and at any point in time, speeches in what impact have they made in all the areas that they come? Is it all manner of speeches? Is that what Africa we are looking for? America or Ghana president? No.
Who say Pan-Africanism?
Was he a president?
No, he wasn't. But still, no Pan-Africanism.
And it's not bigger. Pan-Africanism is not bigger than Ghana.
Okay,
that's what you have to understand. Pan-Africanism doesn't have a security network. Who is mining it?
Okay.
And what have they done? You see, go back and read the history of it. What have they achieved for Africa? You see, this kind of speeches that has not grown the Africa that every day because of political differences, promoting Obi to the certain level. Because he had tried to mute people that they have to voice. Me say Pan-Africanism. What has this changed in Africa?
Discussion. Louis Farrakhan.
Why they?
And then you both here see to make us an insane be or can ye can Martin Luther King Jr. Any all sanko for ye kasa ye nyina
etc.
One more kasa ye nyina one more some more kan no enye relevant say no so per se
you see wait
enye relevant e betu gyina so like say per de ekoso na say ebie nipa adwene mu say Africa say e ka ni e ba ko ne sanya
I'm not saying their speeches are not good, but my point is that what has it changed Africa for?
Okay.
And you say, oh, Mami Landi, 30 seconds. You see, where they are coming from is wrong. But let us also be honest to the truth. Say, Enyesa tickets na ya umbe nantia na ye ba. Ono first of all, oba me hwe ni speech back or say lithium na go ayine ye san ye
lithium
na san ye no. It wasn't good for Africa. Look, we
yes.
we also
actually I
don't think we can about
counting now. Cancellation because no. Interview pony and so kasa man akwa chire pa.
How many speeches on kai Uganda no money ba bi no free no.
Okay.
What is it going on over there?
Me that say honorable. Na asem say bi no say go man animu ase. So say ye bambo hu samuti no ese agitu musa
eja kwabena
yes sir
me ma wo afishapa
mejo so honorable
me ma me nua no mu nyina afishapa yes na me ma his excellency John Dramani Mahama me ma ne afishapa ma ne ni yire ni ma me party for me busuafo lowa manya o mu nyina me ma afishapa na me madam fo ni me nua Seta Champon me man happy birthday
belated one
and msi on kai kakra
on kai
me kuna dia here na wo said hu aye fe we be at opposition
say nyame kuna dia
here ba mi kono so ma den na wo obi a wo sit da bi original o say akonya wa wanimu na waba na ka ko wachi na manfo hu body ya ka be ga so opposition how ba wunti a president da gumade a o ye ma wa bi
okay Minia Kwabena. In fact, say me bo bibia tofo ha me kan say Ghana for baby I do say no. There's no other time I say yes say we need to change because the leaders of this country have lost control. This idea cause we share incompetence. Now say His Excellency Nanado is not in control. It is a fact. And no they're dead, you know.
Hey, sir.
Yes. Because it's so embarrassing. Na ebe mi nwanwa say stage a omo ball hono. Stage na omo dey see hono. I will be very surprised if the national security will look into these cameras no I catch them and say they didn't see what was going on. Because it didn't take a day to prepare the place. We have soldiers there, we have police. This Christmas, the police were everywhere. If there's any indication, say a buying M-Pesa, I didn't cost one. And Womati Bibia must it take this time? I won't let on the 7th. It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing. And your country be a penny will control and heads will start rolling.
And what department be?
I mean from the office, from the home because the last letter. Because you see, what is it about this letter? Be also can you read the letter
from the president?
It is going to change the discourse. Say what much wrong letter before. What from the letter? Any reference to that letter? Say a true letter. Say what will apply? You see a mawa. Look at this one. Does it indicate say be your mama letter be that? No. The only letter I call on the 11th of November.
Reference number.
Giving them
reference number now.
Yes.
One more day, Emma or permission. No. Reference number OP/PH/02.
Yeah.
And now let's say how much the comma or more. Can say revocation of permit. No. And also no reference number. No. OP/PH/02.
You see. And you know, the Americans say this government has failed, and every failed state, these are the things that are happening. Nobody's in charge. Regardless of its effect on the image of this country, and it is unfortunate. And yet Ghana, no, not Ghana. Ghana, and let me know a question. Pan-Africanism, what it has brought. That is what led to the independence of Nigeria, independence of South Africa, independence in Namibia, independence of...
Massa.
I can name them.
Massa.
I mean, Zimbabwe, they came here because of Kwame Nkrumah's leadership also, you know. They came to Ghana to learn and went back to fight for independence of their country. If for nothing, this is something that we can see. Today, we are proud of Ghana. We see, even Ghana is bigger than Pan-Africa. Why? Because we are independent. It will be said we shouldn't embarrass ourselves this time. Next time again like this. Comments are a caution. If you listen to some of the things that people are saying, you listen to a cover. Look at the people. You can about tourism and its impact on this economy. Can you imagine the number of amount for eco waste because they prepared. Women is amount for vitamally students from all over. I hear some of them even came to Uganda and whatever. They will eat, they will drink, they will sleep. So hotels now no waste. What are we talking about? In fact, this is an embarrassment. And not only must the president apologize, but something must be done because this is a sheer incompetence. Sheer incompetence. Sheer incompetence from presidents, you know, right to those who are state protocol. The woman in charge of all those winning, something must be done because it looks like it looks like there's nobody in charge of this country.
And
that is the reason why. That's the reason why, to quote Speaker, we have a lame duck president. As he say, no, the Ekosu, and Fano. If we had a serious, if they had a serious leader of their party by now, and go step in, and I'll be our name the where I'll name the left from the right, and I'll name what governance. Insofar as Ghana, a space I occupy in Pan-Africa, in Africa is concerned, and can also, but you see, again, they don't have what it takes. And I mean, they are confused.
This
government is confused.
Seriously. State security apparatus, I got that information. I am very sensitive to the peace of the country. In
the first place, they came out with they lied. Said there was an eminent program by government that was the same place. Program when they take place. How many days now? Almost stop what you know. Today is 9th. Then I was on. What is it that is going on? If you think that you will not allow the people, I mean, be frank. We don't want you to have any program. Otherwise, this excuse I made there, lame. It's embarrassing. Now, what kind of security? What kind of information? Lumumba have been in this country before. Obi has been in this country before. They buy. They only talk. Obi become my mouth no be gone.
They talk and go.
They talk and go.
So then you confirm what I said.
No, what I'm saying is that they come and speak and inspire people. Speech is not inspire people.
Like who?
They create awareness. They inspire people. Seriously, Kwame Nkrumah never took cutlass or door, baby. But Nikasa moves people. PLO Lumumba, who say Wakofa Sika baby, but or the Kasa conscientization of Africa of African youth. Now you fire destiny into our own hands. That is all that Pan-Africanism is about. And it say Otibedu ko wi yesu ko wi of Abobi Tina say Osun Daebonia. O sorry a Usiwasi na ebefo and now mama bi o baby na ebefo. This government is confused. And on their way out, it's enough. You see, if you are more move on. Because they are causing there. Oh, seriously. I mean, look, Ghana, if we don't take care, will never be taken seriously. when it comes to our position in Africa as a leading democracy. They will not take us serious. They will not take us serious. Million. Why? There is no excuse. Yeah. In America, say incompetence, people who are confused, people who have bad dreams because of say a man teacher pansam. And then you train IMF and fiscal you are in trouble. So I can understand. I can understand. You borrow aboka. No, it has never happened before. No, maybe it happens. You know, unprecedented. It has never happened before. It has never happened before. Look, what see lithium now. Lumumba beka huasem. Lithium na nye Lumumba kwa beka huasem. The former Chief Justice Sofia Kufu. Obisa question: why are we in a hurry? Why are we in a hurry? It's your nose, so Koka Bibu on my dog chasing the out. It's you best Ghanaians must rise up. This government is in a state of seriously.
Okay.
But we must so diaboni. Na sa diaboni no, e ma wo ye normal emwa Ghana. And it we must rise up. Now you make sure say we see their back quickly.
No, yeah, now can I answer honorable the question?
Mama, just 1 minute. Yeah, because tonight you call a sample frozen.
Honorable Chairman, Kojo, Ebisa question be say, again, Pan-Africanism, I am Africa. In fact, say, and yet Pan-Africanism, and can Africa, we are even more scattered than we are now. Now, in fact, if His Excellency Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo want to Pan-Africanism as bank, what is the need of the homecoming events are more organizing to the point that even at the presidency, they have an office there, right? And the issue about a certain letter going to the wrong address is an afterthought. There's nothing like that. And you see, stations a particular government can use a certain station to set an agenda. We know them. Into that particular letter that they claim was written before, etc., etc. This government, as clever as they are, would have referred. There would have been a reference point to that letter, or probably even publish it, because we have the letters that they wrote. Into the thing that they supposed a friend is saying fictitious letter. I didn't know how to publish it.
It is not true.
It is not true.
What shall letter no question or
yes, they should have published that one. And can we say no? Okay, and should have been a reference point to that letter.
But just a minute. Sorry, you respond to my idea. Well, you see, what I was trying to say about that particular letter. Woman organizers, did they disclose what kind of event that they are coming to take place? I'm just articulating my point.
So, disclose events at
the time, when we send a letter, they never talk because they talk about acts and events. So, Master, what can we do?
No. What's the arts and events?
So that is what even they didn't even disclose. And so at the end of the day, so who catch them is say. Yeah, Baba, the music and a day, you have a show. Now, also now you change your organization and bring somebody say, and I feel that it tends to be a speech. What is it?
Ask the organizers. Arts and events.
They say organizers and how they talk about their program.
That is not inside.
Oh, what is inside the
event? Arts and events.
So at the end of the day, we should have let the people. I mean, can you just invite anybody? So also we invite you to say Malema, Amanaba Krum Hanuman. So first of all, we saw a political leader in a political group in a certain idea. He cannot just be a person before you realize say, oh, fire now a political leader who is here to do what? To give a political speeches. Even for the security purposes. For security purposes, he needs to be protected. No, you can factor all of them. He's a political. When at the time, Namuka Mandela going all around, we know he was leading the ANC. and Pan-Africanism. When Mandela at the time, ANC group, when the whole OAU were protecting him, making sure that the security will be in place. Is that how you manage a state? And you are a member of parliament. When you get to South Africa, as a member of parliament,
as we speak,
the security, they have to make sure.
As we speak, say obi ebe rent event center be there be as state. Near say about arts and events. So as a state in the say business a
Malema was coming here as a musical as a musical person or art festival
and events. And I make us say obi ebe rent state property at their baby. State in the say bisa who say idea we na say mesiba be and I say
of course because you can't turn the gallery to be a political event. Yes, because after all, at the end of the day, master, question now be festival.
Answer
musical arts festival. Yes, at the end of the day, all turning into political gallery. It's not a political woman about that. They didn't happen. Oh, they did it. Okay, so it didn't happen.
Answer advert a call round in
one control put the musical arts festival.
Advert a call in not Nipan ya. Say keynote address by this personality. We went. It's depending in our pictures. Was to say they are coming to grace the occasion.
And what was the topic? What was the topic? The topic was arts and musical events. And I'm
igniting the voices of
when did they actually advertising?
Oh, share adverts on here.
The question we are about now for more confirm one says about so now I'm the one that tried to make sure we get a presentation on here.
Also the convention igniting the voices of Africa.
Oh, my.
It is any pain na no mudi wo hoda da. And I don't to feel ko nyina so
music will be provided by the
be on money say we dey babe say the personalities is so and na ebeba dwumadi.
So indirect it was a political event.
No, it was a political event.
Pan-African event.
Pan-Africanism is a political movement.
It's about the security. It's about the security. The government has taken a firm decision on the security.
Period. Chairman says security period. Be 15 minutes or the former president you better 5 minutes was stop stop unleashing tax on vote. They say the public for 2020 election nipa nwotwe na ifam hwero mo nkwa ebinumu ya buru ebinumu ya waso weso gon ebinumu didem ade akoso ya to ababia ehu niam nketenkete ba 2020 die no ene ehunu dia na eso chen bia o man kwasafoman a etoso nan yi emu enti mampenda da se o kache mampenda na do se wonhwe na saa etutrafo no afan kogu on mato abaso na ye hwe owura kodja frejan so de okan ye de kan wo se ekame sabato no onipa no hwe kora na no dim ka gidigidi kokko to senso nim se eye dan ya obeya ma ne ho atete ne kakra ama manfo nya no wasam nka bebre na ye de atoto ahwe nsentwerofo nso yenso ye ho awum se abrantie ye wo Cape Coast ya eye Cape FM ni a wo ye vetting wo I think say on Hawa Kumsin constituency eye vetting a wo se abrantie na be ka sen bi wo fia meanwhile ye ni twaka bia I say mistake identity abrante den ID card bibi a kire na so wo bro no pa na ye nhwe se ye kwa abatuo mu ene nsama hodo akukọ koso yi na ye be ne den una bu mama 5 minutes
yo be that say me say dear Oman penyi dada kan ye no odika esan say enra utie discussion e course na obia ejitu mu say basa ye ewo abatu mu no e koso yen can say this is the first time but akoye say is serious and the most recent one no ye the course wo techima ni odododio ni ade ye koto aba people lost their lives and it, you know, as a very responsible person ewo onim say without human beings so to be leader no obo Omanpenyi Akufo-Addo Koko because he's the commander-in-chief of the Ghana Armed Forces. Ono na behwe what friend say abatu ono so. Though yisi na beto aba no but ono na ho odin ebetimi amma and say ni tumi owo no. Ebetimi ayusu no for whatever reasons because video be go viral enam. Defense minister akoka sembi o say em say o mu primaries obi ba challenge no o say nipa no ye mo no kwan na onko fill form onko bimbila no onko fill form no nomra now he's going to make his life miserable ewo constituency or as he's going to do to NDC in 2024
video announce
video ni video video
eno bo ha yanti
go let him go and fill the form properly and come and I will
okay what make
and it no udi we no nyina ka ho. It tells you say there are people in this country up till now. Need to defense minister. Because your Kroma for the first time soldiers invaded parliament. You can't want to move here. You trust hey ena what friend say you call first one started free I was West Wagon by election. That I don't mean you know on all constituency on. So the honor not you know dia odim akutrepa ye kwa koto aba pram abi offense by election kakra ye beti a wonu so mo anya intel bi eni ti no mo kwa kosisa asojapo what do you call them militia for they call them national security for me look me dia ban achi ache me di minister deputy minister before in fact what would surprise me with the kind of people they even brought to Ayawase Wagon. Yeah, no, to say agro no. And then about to 2020 no. People look, no more be break also. Baby, one more to by force crack ko sisamba. I'm over resist here. It you to me a day call to nyina. And no Omanpenyi we no nyina ka no Omanpenyi no. Say nye timamfo ya nka ho asema na etoaso za Ghana already no yenim guase no e adoso respect ye wo among nations no e ya conform anything no let's do our homework well enti Omanpenyi efutuo kakra ni new year wishes or ma his excellency Nana Addo say Bomodia say Obama security apparatus no. Woma hwe abanso yie. Omunyi womu fi amanyosemu. Na womu hwe na obia nkoye to asem bia during the elections no. And I think that it is just right, it's just appropriate. So we follow discussion course one Ghana movement for no program here for all other persons called Kasaya no. Women alluded to the fact say pa no to trust no kosro anything no e ho be hia say you as a leader ukebi say yebehwe na bibia nkoso na bibia ankoso Ghana na efra ne tumampa I don't think say asemboni bia futuo and I hope say the president will take it in good faith say le be ya yebenya sumdie because Ghana is the only country here
obi baka say bia onunya for need to asomo can say political talk sometimes politicians no I am person of flex here I can say me say na be mo opponent say
ese wo hwe miti agisi ya no bi wo ho no ma miti bi nka miti ya no there are things that can be said on the street me metra ha no nka because we baka say me wo akwenye bi ametumi dia ye bibi because ono niti uno or ye minister of defense now sometimes honma nipa who lead you omo no e take inspiration from who the oka and it you know with what he I mean what can't see no e betimi a che obi nkron ama wakoye no maboni because minister na eka and you know enye obi a enye sembia na betimi fu wanu as a leader e dey aba no because when the anka what do you call it serial callers ni street boys you know because you be show mu say there be enye football na ekwakobo elections and you say Ghana election hanom no keenly contested and anytime bia do election bia na attention about this country and it you know as somebody in charge of Ghana armed forces now such utterances no if you were no the bar I will not take it as just a political talk because Ebiesida, when the soldiers about parliament, soldiers are going to shoot you Techima. Up to now, no, baby, Sassem no Kakudu, Intino was it out of the abundance of the heart. And I'm so that is what is happening. And I make catch you say. These people no woma your man pasa it is say no the only alternative what the man womo
okay
say to create confusion
obi ka say video moma yen share during for no ti wo kan no based on that betumi aboye na say kan wasoma etumi aka entimu yentie de okan de kakra
suspend everything and get him to send the form back to Bimbla. Let him go and fill the form properly and ask him to contest the election. How I will treat him in the constituency. I will use him to tell the NDC what I will do to them in 2024. I will use him to test what I will do to the NDC in 2024. Thank you.
With soldiers, you know, around him.
And so, what do you deduce from this?
I mean, it is an irresponsible thing that he did. Because as a leader, you see, anybody can say this and go away.
5 minutes.
Oh, anybody. Don't tell me this is a political talk. Yes,
okay,
because.
Now,
Peter Obi. Why did you prevent Peter Obi Lumumba from coming, you know, to speak to the youth of this country? Why? If it is just, you know, a Semkekenoka, this is more serious, especially antecedents. I mean, there are causes before. One, under his watch, soldier for invade parliament. Under his watch, soldier for could shoot two or 30 man. Under his watch, one friend National Security Council, they were armed, fully armed. And it is such a person, you know,
okay. Honorable, now I said I saw Kasa chairman. What see this can say or the Nebaya and Shasso. Actually, for the Nebaya. Also, Tiasi and the science now.
My free baby, I will do topic in the start here. It's very, very important for me. In person, may jump into me too because I don't go for a tape in the bag. Intimidation into them. I'm just 2 minutes. Now me find the issue now. Topic in August the two about the right on Muhammad.
Okay.
Nanado also all can about Nanado. But what I'm trying to say is that you see Ghana Donald Trump coming back that he's desperate for power. These are NDC orchestration things all the time.
And that is
every time they preempt, they orchestrate. Let BBC. Yeah, sending message, being voice is being caught. You can come to say election now. There's not going to be easy if we don't warn the security people and all those things. How many times? We are John Mahama. Saka one can Okroma. How many times? Yes, in Nankasa then how many times? No attack him, say he doesn't trust them, he doesn't believe them, but every time he come in and contest. You see, credibility on no John Mahama or war for him to speak this language. By saying say or warning another. No. By saying say
stop unleashing tax.
Now one unleashing
on voters.
Mr. Why catch him can one train. And it's this era as a no John Mahama no the president. It is such language. And I'm just why na president. I only see in these elections. In 2020 elections, when Timikra ma papa ni trinkwa. Touching my idea here say if you go back deeply, it was set up by Sedun Katiani Mina. Now only Chrome and Omukoni and Amokosi say Batakari said they are let people to cross. Only Chrome, wouldn't you play on your set? Say Sedun Katia say Batakari say people that they are crossing. Oh, Massa, crossing from Ivory Coast, Omumran on register. Now, Okwebia on make sure says our constituency no omubeja to you know all these things. So it's also pa nye woman on be na be rem. I'm talking about the same region. I'm talking about the same region.
Omo show ma de share no. Womo be pacho wo kan se me pese ye clear ho no se na be ya. Okwan be ma time your time.
Very well.
Say ese do katia no mo call na mo Cote d'Ivoire so mo ko fan crofon fi on be
you saw all this so
me pacho o me protect constituency no ti safo ni bi
omo be register where they were not even qualified to register
sa crofon no omo nye farmers a
o ref no omo tin so ano
omo nye fishermen na omo tete those island so omo
they were not belongs to that constituency
no omo ni island bi aso
me say they are not part of that constituency. Let's move on. Let's say a year warm game for the former president to speak what he's saying. A year idea or more orchestrating. A year game. Let's attack Nanado by means to say, oh, he's not a man of peaceful. They are ready to rig the elections and Yanka Bibina and confuse the system. But let me tell Ghana Donald Trump, who coming back say also about these elections. Everybody knows him. And he must understand, say, or nobody, we don't trust him. It is a name some of the kind of so can't some now. On come here when you find the record and to two. And some of what come from the beginning till now. Okay? It is some commona odino. Yay, and ya dear, Rebecca Shaw said, Nanado, Upe, the most peaceful president ever you can find in this constitutional era. It's him. Because you see, he can stand up to them and they can't stand to his arsenals. I don't know how. And I can assure them, and this is baby or mujina ne, oh my dream, so we win election every I know because I'm which like about my animal and in coma you did. And I also may win. I can assure you, sitting here, say the humility of Ora Baumia, the leadership and the flag bearer will come back here by next year by this time. Maybe they on the 7th January. A year that time, he will be sworn as a president of the republic. One more actually now one can okay. But Ghanaians know what he can give it back to the society. And what has happened to the country. He's going to speak to them in honest way. And yet the Orajo Mahama Eke so only numbers no. Now try as much as to let the people to feel so election in there. You be winning no more we said on year 2012 on the court. Referee Jan Kai, like I told him, say, we be too many court, but we need numbers. But me, I can tell you every fact of every area BNPP, we show the credibility and the numbers to the people. Say, listen, you're in Kasakeke. It's in Mirakabra. Baby, I could do, me catch your plane, me say, at the end this game. Oh my, I was so I was minimum Antana Sam George, because some Kofuko good, them and no Babakuntoka. And I have the tapes. You saw all these things.
Say what? Say
it is a who prepare who say who baba you know security stop who
say omo meko.
Oh, you saw
it. Do do say na echi omo sada no
on the voice
on the court say
uni na omo di bi omo di bi kogu 37 omo akwa na ngese num to say ekofa ni free as of kanu do omo free northern region by say basa besi enti no omo bra no omo emeyai. So if you prepare now what's and dan who abega just aya waso o buy any security ababa stop na o rock ojo ati not to be into hu bi. Wow national chairman and general secretary and the best I can say I see don't care friends for some purpose I didn't stop no I don't can be two because they should have gone on because there was nothing happening over there and to when see and the election went ahead and the crisis never for the beginning now in the football pitch after that election Uncle you prove your men. They intentionally, you know, NDC can't send you a chrome hanuma.
And do you some okay, you know, NDC orchestrated plans.
We be all kind of primaries. I don't care mystery. If you now do me, say you're more also not man for team. Wait,
someone for team.
Or play elections. Or say he's going to demoralizing the opponent to show clearly, say because election you're better about or beating hands down. So I don't even beat NDC. Clearly, what is this? Who is a member of parliament? One said, "Professor Tristy Asamino, MG Asif say, I say security BD. Or we are better our country. Okay, you know TV. Or when who said that for good I want to hear him, sir. Okay, Minister Bio Tikruma. Okra to opposition. Because the police did it.
No, or quite say soldier for goodness.
No, them you be sound say. Me say or no.
Say no question. Maybe say you be kaka. say soldier for no say na him for no di omo so. Odi omo nim.
And I'm say or soldier for.
And next say soldier for be say no so mo di na chi a. So no bodyguard wo. I
understand the bodyguard. On soldier for him na hu. Me na say na hu. Or no can I say or say some more kan ye say. O kan ye no hu say asem na ode to ho no. A new relevance but he wants the people wait he wants the public to peel to the statement it's a yamina metia no ma no wa kan tira no wa sorry because asem no kan who here one say soldier for pregunity or sister do be NDC for what already need to and I can emphasize he can repeat the same thing what is going to do to the NDC say obe bitium hands down e obe bila
okay
enye way enye ntokwa
okay
and ko twi soldier for mesemu because wo your mama protection who a member of parliament
na say I know the
o soldier ni say soldier ni je na chia now the about trust you Ghana BBC now to you come na change Ghana BBC not wo soldier for nko wa hu o me dem ma hu soldier ni bi who
so so hu
me dem
on so hu it's your word against his words
my point is that for you to use the word say assembly can be what soldier for ogun achi no I'm trying to tell you say because assembly need relevance he's trying to use the security behind him to make sure so obey his security need they intimidate NDC. You see NDC for orchestration. You see how they preempt things are and your facts our memu. It's mesro. Oh you member of parliament or your colleague say kasabi or honomo na so ni opponent ko e catch any say mira we the mo hwe die besi me bitino na me the be typical example to the NDC say they me bitino et you person say me or the soldier for back akobuna delegates these are renowned delegates so nipa ya say that from some meto
okay
it e dey plan na litiu e betimi aye to crash ni say obebunu wo delegates na ni ma na so betisi delegates na gudem
okay
the outcome will prove say NDC
me that say yawo me pese ebe said ye ma bambofo be wurawura mu ne yi but ehun bi painting na baso di na background no yin ni ato nche obi the message bi asame o say ukọ baby ti say esika do ketan constituency you doom light prekope o say there were light of prekope and aswafo no ade mabofo ko na bibia kosesan well I don't know the authenticity of this very
can general election now which one is he talking about
yeah can there be see asam so say you can about to ho nsema yenim both parties brana NPP opposition and some mo can defa ora for jan ho and some mo can defa Charlotte say ho ene de akuwe ye and this is so by and some mo can defa Mensa and then a pound for him. And some way to see ye, be no pre, be no for my strong one as for. and the mampenda da mama kai ni nyina so de kanede de wohin nkra otu mama mampenda na do ne de wohin owura ne tu asem o kai no so no or say or make your life or making a life miserable na no de be kire say nti miserable no o chairman tia se ne say obe biti no no de biti NDC won so Charles na for so Charles ne say ono so che say o de ehunahuna and won so Charles ne de wo it tia se ne de wo
ajalo ba on say ade ne de o analyze ya ye fair so we tape na or say let him go back to Bimbilla and fill the forms again and bring it Anambwa.
Me pa so someone say na be clear.
Also fill it properly.
Go to Bimbilla and fill the
some back there.
Bimbilla. Let him suspend everything and get him to send the form back to Bimbilla. Let him go and fill the form properly and ask him to contest the election.
Thank you.
How I will treat him in the constituency. I will use him to tell the NDC what I will do to them in 2024. I will use him to test what I will do to the NDC in 2024. Thank you very much.
How I'll treat him in the constituency.
I know like your audience make good on chain and soldier for bodyguard.
Okay, I said soldier because
also soldier for
speech, you know.
Okay,
also soldier for
I'll treat him in the constituency. Now, one my bomb no a internal party election and a general election so no a general election.
Yes.
And to the internal party election at two general election home. Aka said the be obi wo party election mu no sana meye general election mu ana
treat
ma me am chere wo so nti ase
English is flexible you see and can say
me chop na mo ase ya yanko ya bre kra ye be
over Ajay
yes sir
my name there enko anim too much but me major in history and linguistics until we betumi aka say in some no kind no if you want to situate we can say semantics we use semantics but see my fair judgment on this particular tip let's say it is an internal election and now one direct you say uncle fail form now on famra all I understand per what he said let's say obey beating hands down now the way obey beating the same thing obey beating and this
okay
that's how I understand it. I mean, be a woman or yes, say semantics. No, the way I would treat him in the constituency, and maybe you want to read ministry to it, but it's an internal election. I will say I will beat you hands down. Oh, no man can unfair non farmer. I will make contesting. Now I will beat him hands down, just like I will do to the NDC. To me, I don't see anything wrong with this statement. A political talker, I think it is fair. When an opponent and right now, yes, be a me bono and I say be a me man home tono constituency. I don't see it that way. And don't forget, say Uranitu from his background, say he has been in charge since.
Yes,
I mean no reshuffle.
No reshuffle.
You see, it tells you how powerful he is. It tells you also how proud his area people, are for him, right? And for anybody to say so, or say challenge Uranitu, no, and just say why you understand? And to Uranitu, no, I feel say he's even happy that somebody is coming to contest him. What do you bra? Now, may you also NDC. That is what he's saying. I mean, that's my understanding. Now, Yambra Ura Farijan Asamoka said, Ubi at the election petition, whatever, it's unfounded. I doubt to say any of the political parties will even lend support to this. Now, I didn't see court now. We say a Burma court now unnecessary so. No, don't compare Ghana to Nigeria, a federal state or more so many states. As he claimed, said they have about 1,000 cases in court pending for a electoral petition. We all know, even those of us who are not in Nigeria, know that Tinubu lost the election Tinubu did not win the Nigeria election.
Yes, say. But we
are all monitors of elections. We are political animals. Until the echoes in your Tinubu for some reasons no they are shape, right? Until say say Bibi etochima Emma MPP in court, Emma NDC in court. Now yam punishing tiny panel. It's unfounded.
So I say obi pani nini na so bia.
Ah no nini na so come back court. So you see the last time no. Yes, we see look at Yako can say they didn't come there to say that they have won elections so and so and they didn't have the figures. There were reasons within the party. Something was boiling. We remember and later on time on be more a chairmanship contest no na e be PAP. Say you can say my flabber and ye appointing ye nyini na nka ye nyina ya boma appointed director of a election ne sa IT persons no nti omo court no omo no problem say ye kan na montie nti when he went there no he was going to be honest say yes tabulations and now collation ese omo de ba e be prove no nipa na ye na sadia san ko be kaka sa no ma ni nyina abom ema ye to media court say Dr. Baomi enko eye no nipa no couldn't live up to expectation nti what did you expect him to do? And he say ya to about you na so be feel say anko ye no the court say me fire punish. I don't subscribe to that.
On your end of that statement, you know, now is all kwa then or court. If you expect say yeah.
No, they had already. No, they had already made it. Yes.
Now we can say I see look at here by saying say a nipa was say on my coalition figures. Me at the back court no. It wasn't ready. Until now, the Nimdia for so can say if you know, say you don't have your numbers in place, I don't go and waste any money because I know being your numbers.
You see, what they are saying, court, the back be before and back be deep. Until the fans are any panel, the fans are that one. Tuning in our more Colombian so be deep. But at the end of the day, back be deep, back be before. It is even sometimes they already been the already for the crowd. You to me be them. That is law.
If it depends the facts that you have to.
Yes, until maybe say will be. I don't subscribe that. Okay. Now, over Muhammad Asamokai on the tax. It is the best advice to give.
Thank you.
Don't forget, say, even when the NPP was in opposition, they brought in mercenaries into the country. You remember that from South Africa and Serbia to train their people. When they were in opposition and a sovereign state was operating under a government,
the opposition. Did you hear that?
Yeah, the Portugal. Yeah, the Portugal. And the same for 2020 election. We don't want it to happen again. And we know that politicians will induce the youth to go and do their bidding. And it is best we start discussing it now to reduce. So can you be a 20 in coming election? Now you reduce no. We must talk about it. So for me, that advice, no, it is equally right for the MPP also to advise Nkrofo say, don't go and do the unthinkable. And first, a meeting of journalists, last one. We must talk about such things. And Mame Hawa Komsen, for me, she has been one of the best MPs in terms of delivery, ministers in terms of delivery. I have consistently praised her in that area because we share the turbulence within the fisheries some time back, etc. Coded colors or whatever. Say the market up to the point I trackers so still no. I may just to areas rough off no. I think that those turbulence has reduced, right? But if there are evidence say a branch no now and you are not better UTV can send no more allergies or no kind no more. I pray on the honorable minister to render unqualified apology to the person. Now, so be a medical bills. I know she can do it, and she wouldn't have any difficulties.
But also, it didn't happen.
Well, whatever it is, we're all investigating because you're not doing a DASO because it's within her constituency.
But he has come out and he said, let's look from where the security will investigate.
Exactly.
Madam,
so beating of journalists. Which it's not.
Madam, honorable tell live TV will be a show. Once someone can also be at it. Sense of microphone in Numuno.
Oh my God.
Menya krobo about Luciano and afi Yawasanita also a political analyst and Munia Kojo Boatin Ajamanso eka NPP communication team no ho na honorable Atabuade I'll say EC chairperson declared 6 different results. So which of these results declared the president as winner?
I don't know this
and and a National Media Commission, as some can say, there is a vetting any election, a vetting. And no quite no tie nim kro bono a enye se bia okwamposo ko bibi o charge ni phone no bi signal ne so mra okwa so wona akwetena ho YouTube so kan sem so ono so ametena YouTube so amaka bibia opo all that identification chire nyina chi kra no ye bo no enti be se Ghana Journalists Association National Media Commission say you are there for us se bibi se ahase na se mo asora condemn ni yie a ebe do biribi nsancho fo yen kasa bi ebe ka anu atum eba na sa so be ha dwene papa political parties say yeni wa muni ho muso muni wa yeso yeni ho enti afia sha sie se last year na edi so krakra no wa this year de emra fom ne yen kono boko ya bada mu asese muni abrehwe yen yeho ayi adomu a wo chena Adekye Nsroma number 2 in the year 2024 ya de bebre mu ya kramu ama mu nyina mo ne hwe. Audio.